Oh, I still feel like something's off. It's an Aspire makeup, it's not a transformation. I will not shut up about them if I could. For the past 3 years, really try to hold myself back whenever the topic comes up. Now that I can just freely talk about them on camera because nobody's watching me. It's so challenging. I love them too much. Hello everyone, today's like a super different video, to me at least. I want to try like a super casual get ready with me of me getting ready to do nothing. I don't think I've ever shared this on YouTube specifically, but everyone in my life knows this. I'm a huge ARMY obsessed with BTS. Loved them since the Blood, Sweat and Tears era, 2016. So today I want to do like a Jungkook inspired makeup look. I've been really into their stage performance eye makeup specifically, especially Jungkook's. If I'm not mistaken, him and J-Hope are the only two that have double eyelid, which I do too, so it will be very difficult for me to mimic styles worn by the others just because our eye shapes are so different. Anyways, lately I've been really into their unreleased music, so I'm gonna play that in the background, hoping that it won't be taken down. Let's start with one of my favorite, which is Fools, covered by Revlon and Jungkook, and it's by Troye Sivan originally, which is one of my favorite songs by Troye Sivan. By the way, my ultimate bias is Jin. He barely wears any eye makeup, and I honestly don't think it will make any sense for me to recreate his makeup look. But starting off, I'm gonna do base. I feel like majority of their bases are very luminous, so because I have really naturally dry skin, I'm going to start with a primerizer by Smashbox. I feel like lately they're obviously gaining a lot of momentum and they're doing like stadium tours. Like, I don't know, I feel like now the whole world know them, and I obviously want them to do well, and they're doing amazing, but at the same time I view them as artists but also as almost like friends, and that also obviously doesn't make any sense, but that's how I feel about them. And I really want them to take some breaks, just because in my mind they're overworking because they're constantly doing all those shows and like the punk songs in Korea and then world tours, shows in the States, and obviously interviews, and that's mostly Revlon. So, and then creating songs and then film run, which is the best, by the way. And I just used the Becca First Light Priming Filter. It's one of my favorite filter because, or favorite primer, because it gives a really beautiful glow, and at the same time it is tinted slightly with purple. In terms of foundation, I'm actually going to select the Revlon Colorstay. I'm going to quickly wet my sponge. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with a huge sponge. This is actually from China. It's not even like the real beauty blender, and I actually prefer this over beauty blender, which is amazing. Probably costs less than $1. I personally, like, this is a little sort of, I guess, silly wish of mine, is to discover like their official makeup artist team's Instagram and then take a peek into what they use. What I have been really grateful, I suppose, about discovering them and loving them at this age, when I am technically like older than a lot of people or a lot of the fans, is that I am able to afford things I love. So for example, say they wear a jacket that are obviously not luxury brands but like slightly more expensive, and I personally love this style, then I would go out and purchase that specific product, and that is completely out of my own money. I'm not asking my parents, none of that, and it gives me so much pleasure that I am able to do that. And I will go back into my cheek area to cover freckles because none of them have it. I'm going to quickly apply another primer. It's by Milk. It's the Blurstick. Despite my skin having sort of come off so many layers, my nose area still has a lot of visible pores. I mean, their skin is freaking flawless under freaking HD camera, so it's important to like cover everything. I would love to know, how did you guys discover BTS? What was the pivotal moment that made you fall in love with them? I'm in love with them that my heart actually hurt, that a lot of time I have to physically like tell myself, oh, like I'm gonna stop watching like the award ceremonies. I have to really wait a couple of days to like cool down, because I'm honestly so proud of them. I think one of the reasons I love them so much is the fact that they came from nothing. The company themselves, just they're such a great group of motivated, hardworking, genuine, talented human beings, and that to me, I don't care like how many people know them, how successful they could become. I just love the fact that they're able to do that and be with each other and pursue that. I'm probably not making any sense right now. If you're a fan, you know exactly what I mean. Alright, so go back into Nars Soft Matte Concealer to cover up my freckles. Sorry, I think I just used my middle finger. I have issue with covering freckles. I don't think it's something I can really do that well. Especially, I would say I am pretty fair. Nobody can tell. Not a single soul will be able to tell that I just came back from Cuba, right? So it's very, very difficult to cover freckles, I've found. So if anyone knows any tricks of covering up freckles without looking like shake my head like foundation will fall off, then I would love to know. Have you guys, oh, I'm so easily distracted, seeing that Perfect Man covered by them, and that was back in 2015. I live for that performance. Yeah, in case you're wondering why, I mean, it's hard to like pinpoint exactly why, but some of the reasons I love Jin so much out of everyone, but don't get me wrong at all, I'm obsessed with them all. I mean, like, it's one of those things like, oh, there's no favorite child, but kind of do sort of thing. Like, he pulls my heartstrings slightly stronger than the others. I think I'll leave my skin like this right now. I think it looks pretty good for the most part. I'm gonna go to contour. His jawline is hella sharp. Oh, it's some. I love it. There's this whole playlist formed by some amazing army of all the unreleased stages or like raps or whatnot. I put those earrings on because, I don't know, it reminds me of Jungkook in a way. So right here, he's like super sharp over here. And then obviously down the jawline. So I'm just gonna do that. What's your favorite hair color of the members? Like, some of the members, darker is most definitely better, especially Jin. I love him in brown or black hair, except pink. I love pink, and the fact that he loves pink makes everything better. I think one of the reasons is because I fell in love with him during the Blood, Sweat and Tears era, and that's the whole awake moment when he had the pink hair, and it's honestly like crazy that I'm not old, but like I'm, you know, almost hitting mid-20s, that I'm still obsessed with boy bands and the whole notion of it. And I hate that people have those notions and stereotypes, but that's just how society works. Too cool for school art class, so I'm just gonna like go really heavy-handed. This whole setup and everything is like makes me think about Eduardo Villa, and I love his Get Ready With Me. There's something so endearing about them. They filmed the most recent episode of Run in Toronto or Southern Ontario, like in those regions, right? They filmed in Niagara Falls and then in Barrie and in Toronto, and like the restaurant they went to is literally like 10-minute drive from me. And the day they released it, I went with my mom to that plaza to like go to another restaurant in the same plaza. To me, it's crazy that they're so close because they held a concert in Hamilton, and then that seems, you know, like out of way and just like still surreal, whereas this just feel like they were so close to me. Under eye concealer, I swear to God they don't have under eye circles when they like probably don't get any sleep, whereas mine are just huge and I don't do anything. This is Dior Flash Luminizer or whatnot. I've been obsessed with it because it has a very pink undertone, and it's not drying at all, so I really like that. You see? I'm gonna do my brows. I'm not gonna do anything following them because at the end of the day, I'm still a girl. I was just saying, because I do inclined walk, so I usually watch something. In the past, I usually just watch like YouTube videos, but for some reason, I'm like growing tired of them. So I was watching performances of BTS, and I came across the Cypher medley. I think it was during their Blood, Sweat and Tears tour, like the Wings tour. Oh my god, it was so good. It was, I think, Cypher medley, Cypher 1 through 4. It made me feel so motivated and pumped that I feel like I could run like a 10K no problem. That's what I do with my brows first. I do the Glossier boy brow to like sort of groom them in place. Oh, this is so good. It went first by J-Hope. Like a brow pencil by like a Chinese brand, but anything will do. What I do actually, I lift my brows slightly and I follow that shape. I don't know why, but I think it helped me sort of shape it the way I like it. So one of my best friends, she like is obsessed with them as well. We literally probably chat like 100 times a day, I'm not even exaggerating, about random clips we find, random musics, undiscovered before. Oh, Tony Montana, Jesus Christ, Tony Montana, oh, I love that so much. I don't know if you can see this one. And I'm wearing blue contacts, so I'm gonna do something similar to that, but slightly toned down. This is a very toned down version of him, or makeup that he's done. Wow, I just realized his brows are really light and I made them super dark. One feature that I really like about him is I think they're called the Aegyo style, where they do, like when you smile they have that eye bag. His are very prominent. It's the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It has a very good combination of matte, both warm tone and cool tone. They're very neutral, and I feel like this is a sort of color palette that they work with depending on like the outfit and the concepts and whatnot. First thing I'm gonna do is use, starting off, yeah, I'm gonna do this shade. I actually love this shade for contour, especially nose contour. First thing I'm going to do is, I guess I'll zoom in a little. Oh, this song is so good. So We Don't Talk Anymore between Taemin and Jungkook. So I'm going to do that light gray all across my lid. See how this shade really helps make my eyes a lot more defined? Instead of putting darker shade in the crease, like right over socket, they do darker shade along the lash line and gradient it upwards, so the darker shades will be concentrated along the lash line and blends lighter and lighter and lighter. And then they will elongate the tail of their eyes outwards, so make them eyes look larger and longer to look better on camera on like the big screen, of course. The fact that, I don't know if you guys have come across those clips where Jungkook himself, like his eyes small without makeup. I mean, I see what it means by compared to with makeup, but boys got huge eyes. I'm going to use that shade on a very skinny brush, like one of those. Dip that in and then draw out that eye bag situation. So what I do with that, so in this photo you can really tell how the eye bag is super prominent, and he wasn't smiling. Like he was smiling but he wasn't like laughing, you know what I mean? So squint, that's the word I was thinking of. Squint your eyes a little and then draw. I've been obsessed with this tip. See how that really emphasizes it? But this shade, because it's more cool tone, it already naturally mimics the shadow. I go back to like a puff or concealer brush and then I sort of just like pat it in and blend out the edges. But I think for the most part, they stick to pretty matte eyeshadow, and it makes a lot of sense since there's, I don't want to say they're guys and they should wear matte shadow, but like, you know, they're going for a certain look. I rarely do get ready with me while speaking, and I find it very, very challenging to explain what I do while I'm doing it. So hopefully you guys can see what I mean by like bringing it forward or bringing it inward. So I'm gonna go into this darker shade but mix it with this slightly more neutral. I'm going to like look back a little and then sort of drag it in this portion of my eyes. And if you think my makeup is nothing like their makeup, or like, I don't know, if you just don't agree with this at all, I really hope it doesn't offend you. It's all for fun, guys. It's all just for fun. I'm just connecting like this portion. I found a lot of their makeup style emphasize this. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen those memes where that really like cool tone smoky eye epoxy, and then people are like,
I bought the Urban Decay Smoky palette after seeing this look a bitch is inspired.
I love that meme. But honestly, sometimes they give me so much inspiration in terms of art, fashion wise, like music wise, style wise, like so many things. It's their influence to me personally goes way beyond just music. I feel like I get inspired because of how hardworking they are, and lately I've been learning Korean, and I really do want to be able to speak it fluently like how I speak English. And if you don't know, English is not my first language, Chinese is. I always have a brush like this, like a fluffy brush, and I just go over everything. I'll like emphasize this area. His eyes are beautiful. I honestly, whenever I refer to friends who don't know him, I refer to him as, oh, the guy with the sparkly eyes. And my friends are so cute. One of them were like, but all of their eyes sparkle. Which they do, but his eyes especially, I feel like they really sparkle. Like twinkle twinkle little star. Anyways, I'm gonna emphasize the eye bag and use a matte shade like this one as opposed to pure white. And genuinely, I don't think the makeup artists do that on him, and just that his natural eyes are like that. And if you're slightly like darker skin toned, this will obviously work a lot better. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Going to using this, which I just reviewed, the H20s. What I really like about this is how precise this sponge is. But I usually like to use my finger to blend things up. Also, one thing I really like about him is his nose. Like his nose is so prominent, so I'm gonna put a bit of this. I think this is slightly brighter than my foundation, so it helps bring out the light just a little. I'm gonna use the darkest shade in this. His tip right here is pretty pointy, so what I would do is just like bring it in like so. What I find extraordinary about their faces, that if you look at their baby photos or like their childhood photos, they didn't change, not even one bit. And I have not gotten anything done on my face clearly, but I look so different. I genuinely think I look different, so I don't know how to do it. They literally look just grown up, but their facial features and every single thing looks the same. Always make sure you connect it with this area so it doesn't just look like two stripes. I actually really like this makeup, and it saves me so much time, the fact that I don't have to use any mascara. I just noticed that his brow bone is much brighter, so I'm gonna go back to the shade where I use on my eye bags area and highlight my brow bone. So everything, as you can see, is matte. But I think that's important when it comes to recreating their makeup, in my opinion. His eyes tip, the inner shape is very pointy, So I'm gonna recreate that attempt too with liquid liner. Bring them in ever so slightly. In terms of lips, I'm gonna pat out the excess lip balm. His, if you probably can tell, his upper lip is a lot thinner. I've actually sketched all of their lips at one point. See what I mean by his upper lips is, it has a really cute curvature. With a concealer brush, just dip into a cream concealer. I'm using this one by the Saem, is their pot concealer. The reason I'm using this is it's slightly darker than the Nars one and slightly less creamy, which is what we want for this, because if it's too creamy it's gonna move around. So Cupid's bow, much more prominent. And then it lifts up, which is the cutest thing. Even right here, like on the side, I'm sure there are medical terms for it, is thinner. I'm actually just gonna cover like majority of the upper lip and then re-sketch out everything. And then it goes, like the cupid bow, it's gonna be so hard to talk over this, goes up and then it really dips down. And then it goes up, which is the cutest thing. I've always found re-sketching lips very difficult. Zoom in a little, but as you can see this color is very ashy. So I'm going to go back into like a pinkier color. So I'm going to use a lip brush, work the product into the back of my hand so it's like sheared out. Otherwise it'll come out like this, and obviously it doesn't look like that. And concentrate the product towards the inner portion. And I use this lip brush itself, it's slightly fluffier as opposed to those really precise ones, so you can blend it out. Something like this. And slightly flatter lips on the bottom. To something like this. Wow, it looks so different. Eyebrow pencil, because it's very cool tone. Lift the corner up a little, so look more like shadows. Like this. You see what I mean? Kind of like that. But also add just a teeny tiny bit of gloss. You don't even have to use gloss, you can use like Vaseline, just a balm, and like apply on top, but make sure not to overextend. Something like this. Alright, and now I'm just going to contour my cheeks a little because his cheeks are very chiseled. And obviously I still want to maintain slightly more feminine, but emphasize on like this area, especially when he dances, this part really pops out. And you know how when I smile I have this, his is almost like that too. So just like this region. Also, I think this one's the only one I'm gonna do. Is it this side? Is this left side or right side? I feel like I already have one. I thought my favorite lips are Jin's, obviously. Like the poutiest thing. So cute. Oh, I still feel like something's off. But I feel like this is the best I can do. It's an Aspire makeup, it's not a transformation. My nose. I really genuinely don't know what else I should do about them at this point. They are much longer, but if I shorten them a little, I'll do like a little bit this, a little bit this, but I honestly think that's the best I can do. And he does that like bite. You know, he bites his lip, like teeth. What do you guys think? Let me zoom in a little. I feel like it's okay, right? It was my first attempt. I've actually never recreated their makeup. The lips are clearly not working. It's like, it folds in a little, like, Okay, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, but I hope you find this video fun and enjoyable. Please let me know who's your favorite member, what do you like about them, when do you fall in love, anything you'd like to share about them. I'm all ears. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, please subscribe and thumbs up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Mwah. I purple you. That's so lame.
You got no jams.
But I love you guys so much. Bye.